Alright, I got a fancy new thing so I can keep track of it all. This is History of Kodak, take 2. Okay. Before we get into Kodak's history and the decisions that they made, let's take a brief detour to talk about failure. We know what failure is, and in one form or another, we've all experienced it, big or small. I know I have. For a company, failure normally happens when they run out of money and file for bankruptcy. And while this did happen to Kodak, it's not the only reason that they should be considered a failure. For the purpose of this series, Kodak's failure will be determined based on how much they stray from their original purpose as a company, which is to make products to inspire creativity and individuality for their customers. Kodak's mission statement shows that people are at the center of their brand, saying, "At Kodak, we believe that doing well by shareholders also means doing right by customers, employees, neighbors, and suppliers." With that in mind, Kodak operates its facilities and designs and markets its products and services not only to increase shareholder value, but also to promote development of the individual, the well-being of the community, and respect for the environment. Failure means straying too far from this mission statement and Kodak's values of creativity, ingenuity, innovation, and inspiration for creation. Financial failure is also a byproduct of purpose failure, but it's not often the cause. Think about what steps you can take to keep Kodak's mission statement at the forefront of their business decisions. With that said, let's move into the first stage of Kodak's adventure. George Eastman founded the Eastman Dry Plate Company in 1880 in Rochester, New York, after he developed a new formula for making dry plates, which was a key piece of photography equipment. In 1892, they changed their name to the Eastman Kodak Company, or Kodak for short. Eastman's image for the brand from the beginning was to create what they called Kodak moments. It's become such a popular term now that it's actually a searchable dictionary phrase. A Kodak moment is any occasion that is worth commemorating forever in a photo. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, graduation, and even the chaotic times with family and friends. A Kodak moment is creating an image that you can look back on and remember the exact moment that you took it. It's a strong brand image, and they stuck to it for over 100 years. The first Kodak camera was released in 1888. At the time, photography was still a difficult task if you weren't trained properly, and taking pictures wasn't something that everyone did. But Eastman wanted to make taking photos as convenient as using a pencil. He essentially developed the first point-and-shoot camera, where the user would take a photo and send the film to Kodak to be developed. Their slogan, "You push the button, we do the rest," showed how easy it was, and photography started to catch on. This was Kodak's true beginning. Between 1888 and 1975, Kodak was everywhere. In 1889, Kodak developed the first commercial transparent roll of film that enabled the development of the motion picture camera. Since then, Kodak has received 9 Oscars for their technical and scientific contributions to the film industry. In 1900, the Brownie camera was introduced, making photography even easier for novice users. The camera was sold for $1, and film was 15 cents per roll. The ease and low cost created a mass market for photography. In 1929, they released the first film designed to capture motion and sound. In 1935, Kodachrome film was introduced, the first commercially successful amateur color film. In 1969, astronauts on the Apollo 11 spaceship used special color film and cameras built by Kodak to take photos on their first moonwalk. Kodak was seemingly unstoppable. They had literally written the book on selling photography to the people, and they were really good at it too. By 1973, Kodak had over 120,000 employees, and their annual sales were topping $4 billion. They were innovative and they took risks, thinking about what their customers wanted and how they could provide it to them. They hadn't even reached their peak yet. So what went wrong? What led to their failure? Steve Sasson was 25 years old when he developed the world's first digital camera. Sasson was born in 1950 in Brooklyn, New York. He attended Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and graduated with a master's degree in electrical engineering. Sasson was hired by Kodak after completing his degree, and one of his first tasks was to attempt to build an electronic camera using a charge-coupled device. Guess what? He did it! The camera weighed 8 pounds and had a 100 by 100 pixel resolution, a whopping 0.01 megapixels. It was clunky and it took 23 seconds to develop an image, and it could only shoot black and white because the image was stored on cassette tape. It cost thousands of dollars to make, and it would have been sold for even more, and with Kodak's notoriously low prices for their cameras and film, this would break their mold. They would have to jack up their prices and shift their business model to accommodate the higher price of the camera, and invest heavily in research and development to make it more user-friendly. But it was the first. If they took the time to do more R&D, Kodak would forever be known as the company that invented and sold the first digital camera. This is the first point where Kodak's decisions caused their downfall, so now you get the choice too. They'll be here. You can choose one of the videos to produce a digital camera or to stay with film. The choice is yours to make. I'm sorry I'm so awkward. Oh no. Just pick one, please, and then we can move on to the next one, okay?